Time for something new. Just landed off the app. Box is already open, mainly because I've had to shoot this open and seen 3 times. Because this box, for some reason, just would not open properly. But hey ho, enough with the lolly gagging. And here is the box. It's pretty obvious what silhouette this is, given this is a new shoe. Get rid of the box for a wee second. Okay, so here is the box. You can see in all the detail here, which is the typical new vibe that Jordan Brand are going with for 4s, with the speckle or splatter. It's the cement splatter, infamous from the from the white cements. I'm going to compare this to some of the other recent boxes in a sec, but I'll just show you the sizing label first. So there you have it, Air Jordan 4 white midnight navy. It's pretty obvious what the shoe is. I'm going to plonk this down and show you it compared to the military black box, which was one of the things on a lot of people's videos. I couldn't really tell the difference. But there you go, side by side. Like, clearly this is black and this is blue. When this isn't here, this kind of looks a bit like close to black. So yeah, I was just like, it looked initially like they just recycled the box from the midnight navies, from the military black, which I thought was a little bit of a lazy move. And then just to complete the 3, there is the box from the infrareds. So blue, grey, and black. It's a nice little bit of variation there. But yeah, enough with these shoes. Get them out of the way. We'll dive into the new shoe. So as you can see, I went 2TS size 12. Again, it has the flight with the Jumpman in red. All 3 of them have had that similar feature. Same thing again, nothing new. Same old splatter paper. I've said this before. I am very, very pleased that they did away with that horrible looking bin liner stuff they used to use on 4s many years ago. This is just such a nicer presentation. I mean, ultimately, we're all here for the kicks and no one really cares too much about a box. But having said that, it is much nicer to have just nicer things in life. And yeah, that bin liner stuff, it just wasn't a nice look. So yeah, here is the shoe. This is the Jordan 4 Midnight Navy. As you can see, there's a shoe that in particular kind of springs to mind. As you see these, they look very much like the white cement. So what we have here, just work through the colorway. Navy on the Jumpman, the waffle, the eyelet waffles, and then the front half of the midsole. Also most of the front half of the outsole too. And then we have the grey, which we've seen on the white cements. Grey, the tech grey or cement grey on the wing, the midsole, heel count, the heel tab, and then the rest of it, and then front directly, like the back, the furthest at the back, and then the toe with the stars is all grey. The leather, get a little bit of focus up close here. Leather's pretty good. Definitely much nicer than the 2016, which I'll show you in a sec. Also inside the air unit is grey. So I'm going to compare to the white cements now. Probably the thumbnail. Maybe this will be the thumbnail right here. Get some focus. So yeah, there you have the comparison. Basically, there's 3 differences. These greys are very different. This is much lighter, this is much darker. Obviously black and blue or navy. And then the concentration of the speckles is much more high on this one than this one. Actually, the leather is much softer here. The leather on these 4s into around 20, I would say pretty much every 4 I've seen from when they did the OG retros in 2012, they were garbage. This is better, believe it or not, than the garbage they did in 2012, but it's still not very good. And it is like super synthetic feeling. Okay, I could tell another lie. 5th difference, the rolled back tongue. So back here where you could see the liner, still from the front, and then here you have a much more rounded, I need to relace these to properly show this, but much more rounded, cleaner tongue, which is much more true to the OG styles. And then you have the typical kind of Jumpman versus Nike branding differences. So looking at it, this grey, of those 5 differences, also, so the speckles here are actually in blue. Let me see where the best part of the shoe, okay, this is going to be the best part of the shoe to show up close. So it comes into focus. You can see that they are navy blue speckles as well, and obviously on the cements they are black speckles. So yeah, just to like the most kind of like outstanding difference for me as like an OG, thinking about the OGs and stuff, is that the grey on here, I'll pop up an image here just in the gap between the edge of the screen and the 2016 white cement of the 2012 white cement, the one I mentioned earlier, which I'm not a fan of at all. So the grey is much more similar to this grey, which is one of the reasons I've never really tempted to buy them, and why I jumped on these, because they basically retro them like they're supposed to look. Apart from the materials and the shape and the tongue, the actual colour is how it's, you know, is how it's supposed to look. Whereas that 2012, also just a Jumpman on the back of an OG is one of the, I think one of the stupidest things that Jordan Brand's ever done. It's something I just don't like at all. But yeah, this grey is much more similar to how that that 2012 grey was. And then just to give you a view into what the navy looks like, I have a few other pairs here to compare to. So we have the Midnight Navy 3s and then the Georgetown 85 1s. So I'm just going to show this up here. Hopefully you can already see, but on first inspection, the grey looks, the blue looks perfectly matching. Yeah, it is bang on. So I think this for me is also a really nice like start to like a Midnight Navy collection. They have done a 6 as well. I'm not a fan of 6s personally. I don't mind them, I know I would never wear them, so there's no point. So yeah, so there's that comparison, and then let me actually put all 3 of these up so you can get a view of all 3, and I'll put them in silhouette order also. See how that looks. Yeah, the camera is still at a slight lean, so it does look like this is 3 sizes bigger than this. It's just the angle. But yeah, there's your 3 recent Midnight Navy colorways. And just check on the one box. I know this is college navy, so this is slightly different. The ones are in college navy. To the layman's eye, that looks very similar, but yeah, they are not the same. That college navy is slightly lighter, slightly darker, sorry. So, okay, I'm just going to get those out of the way. And then, what else are we going to look at? Well, just to compare the shoe to the military black. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. So I think for me these are the best 2 Jordan 4s of the year, like by far. And it's funny as well because this is a take on the military blue, and then this is a take on the white cement. And the white cement would usually have black, and then the military blue would obviously usually have blue. So they've kind of switched up, taken the blue from here and put it on here, and then from here to here in typical Jordan Brand style. For me, the 3rd best is the infrared, and then I kind of run out of ones that I care enough about to buy. Canvas is a cool idea with that black canvas. It's just way too much black on a shoe for me. I'm never gonna wear an all black 4, so I passed on those. Canyon I've seen in hand a few times, didn't like at all. Okay, so the only other thing I was going to show is just this hoodie that I have from Sneaker Politics. I have a couple in their range. See if I can get more of this on screen. There you go. So you can see this hoodie up on screen. It's kind of like a midnight navy color. That goes really well, and you can see the little Politics emblem just here. So this is the kind of thing I'll probably be wearing with it. As you can see, it has that, like, the pouch with the kind of like strip at the bottom that you typically see, and then the white cords with the little navy piece on the end there. I'll just pop up an image here while there's nothing else on the screen of me wearing this hoodie with the threes. I want to say I wore them with a sage / taupe pair of cargos, which I think went really well because the shoe's quite dark. With these, I will probably be wearing them maybe for the most part with denim, because it's a white shoe, so I want something to kind of contrast that, but maybe a lighter denim. I'll pop up another image here because I have the hoodie in a couple of different colors, just to show the other fits that I've worn with it. But yeah, that's kind of it for the review, really. Sturdy, great pair of fours, really happy with them. Oh, before I go, weird story with this, but I actually woke up at 9:20 the morning these dropped. Looked at my phone, saw the reminder notification, just hit buy in my size, thinking, oh, it's 20 minutes past, so they're pretty hyped up, there's no chance. And it just got instant gone. So I don't really understand what happened on the morning these dropped. But yeah, I was probably in the queue for 2 to 3 seconds, having been 20 minutes late for the drop. So sneaker gods were with me that day. That's all I've got to say on that one. That's it for me. Over and out.